Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Scary Kitty, and if you missed part 1 of the MH370 conspiracy, I will have it linked down below for your convenience. You are not going to want to miss out on part 1 before you listen to part 2. In this video, we are recounting the events on March 8th, 2014 that took place leading up to the disappearance of MH370. We already know that the date was March 8th, 2014, and that the flight was from Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia and was set to take off at 12:41 a.m. The landing time was set for 6:35 a.m., arriving in Beijing, China. At 12 a.m., the aircraft's SDU, or Satellite Data Unit, logs onto Inmarsat, a British satellite telecommunication company. This company is used to communicate to aircraft while they are in flight as well as track the flight. At 12:42 a.m., MH370 takes off from the runway in Kuala Lumpur. At 1:01 a.m., 19 minutes later, the pilot, Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah, informs air traffic control that the flight has reached 35,000 feet. This is the normal cruising altitude needed for a flight's autopilot to operate, which would be used for the majority of this flight, like it is used commonly on others. At 1:07 a.m., the final data transmission using ACAR protocol, which is the Aircraft Communication Addressing and Reporting System, was received from MH370. This protocol allows for short transmissions of messages from flights to ground control and vice versa. At 1:19 a.m., Kuala Lumpur Air Traffic Control instructs the crew of MH370 to hand off all communication to Air Traffic Control in Vietnam. This is where the last words from MH370 is heard.
Malaysian 370.
Malaysian 370 maintaining level 350.
Malaysian 370. Malaysian 370, contact Ho Chi Minh 120.9. Good night.
Good night, Malaysian 370.
Good night, Malaysia 370. It has been alleged that the last transmission saying good night from MH370 is not the captain or co-pilot speaking. The sister of Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah swears that the voice speaking is absolutely not her brother's. It has been confirmed that the voice is also not the co-pilot's, leading some to believe that the flight was hijacked. At 1:21 a.m., the flight symbol for MH370 for air traffic control radar disappears. This indicates that the aircraft transponder is no longer working. Unless there is major mechanical malfunction, there is no other way this transponder could disappear. The Malaysian military radar continues to track the flight and sees that as soon as the transponder stopped working, the flight turns on a sharp, almost 180-degree turn off its original course in a western direction. At 1:30 a.m., voice contact is attempted by another aircraft which can only make out mumbling and radio static from the cockpit of flight MH370. At 2:03 a.m., Kuala Lumpur Traffic Control contacts Vietnam Traffic Control and relays that at this point MH370 is in Cambodian airspace, which is far off the original flight path. At 2:15 a.m., Kuala Lumpur Air Traffic Control queries Malaysian Airlines, which replies they are still able to exchange signals with MH370. At this point, MH370 is still in Cambodian airspace. The flight is receiving transmissions, but not responding. At 2:22 a.m., the last primary radar contact is made by Malaysian military, which is made 230 miles away from Penang. This is substantial because this is the hometown of the captain of MH370. At 2:25 a.m., a log-on request is sent by the aircraft on its satellite communication center to Inmarsat. The link is re-establishing after being lost for 22 to 68 minutes. This communication is often referred to as a handshake after disappearing off the radar. The automated transponder on the top of the cockpit is programmed to establish a handshake every hour with Inmarsat to let ground know that the aircraft is still in flight. At 3:41 a.m., the hourly automated handshake from aircraft to Inmarsat occurs again. The plane continued to fly approximately 7 to 8 hours without any communication except these hourly handshakes to Inmarsat. At 3:45 a.m., Malaysian Airlines issues a code red for MH370 as it was missing from radar. Code red requires immediate deployment of emergency response plans for aircrafts in crisis. Malaysian Airlines could not pinpoint an exact location of the plane and therefore allowed for this craft to fly for over 3 hours before deploying emergency response plans. This is highly unusual. At 4:41 a.m., another hourly handshake takes place. At 5:41 a.m., another handshake. At 6:30 a.m., MH370 misses its arrival at Beijing Capital International Airport. At 6:32 a.m., Kuala Lumpur Aeronautical Rescue Center is activated. At 6:41 a.m., another hourly handshake. At 7:24 a.m., Malaysian Airlines goes to the press to announce that the Boeing 777 MH370 is lost in the air with 239 people on the flight. At 8:11 a.m., the last successful handshake is made between MH370 and Inmarsat. At 8:19 a.m., the aircraft sends a log-on request to the satellite. It is theorized that this followed a power failure between the time the engine stopped due to fuel exhaustion and the emergency generator starting. At 8:20 a.m., a response from the ground station is made and the aircraft responds with a log-on acknowledgement message. It is theorized that this is the point in which the flight crashed. At 9:15 a.m., the aircraft did not respond to the hourly handshake with Inmarsat. In the next episode of this series, I'm going to be diving deep into some of the most explored conspiracy theories for MH370, and you aren't going to want to miss it. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to this channel if you want to hear more about Flight MH370 or any other creepy conspiracies. Do you have more background information about Flight MH370? Comment down below and let me know your info. You can email me your creepy experience if you want it read by me in the email I'll have linked down below. I can't wait to hear from you. And remember, stay scared, kittens.